We're going to bring on Javier Alverio. And Javier, he's been in the business just since convention. Okay, so this is crazy. So he went into convention as a brand new licensed agent. It was his first event, and he came out of convention, and he was able to go out there and submit $30,000 in his first 30 days. He came out swinging. Okay, he came out swinging. I'm so excited because I don't know Javier that well, but he has just come out and made some noise right off the bat. A couple of weeks ago, he was out in the field and he got into a pretty bad car accident, and he got his car totaled and ended up breaking his hand. And he was walking around with a cast on, and he's like, "All right, dude, I got one hand, so I'm just going to sell policies with the other hand." And so we've been calling him the one-handed bandit because he's out there submitting $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 policies with one hand. So I'm so excited to have Javier on here. Javier, can you hear me, man?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you, man. You're looking good, man. I like that polo.
All right. Thank you. I made it myself, actually.
Oh, you made it yourself. Let's go, man. So I'm excited to have you on here, man. So you're out in Texas, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I'm based in the DFW, basically on Fort Worth.
Okay, awesome, man. And how old are you?
I'm 44 years old.
Oh, you're 44 years old. Okay, gotcha. And when did you exactly start with Family First Life?
When I started on the beginning of, no, I'm sorry, at the end of January. I think about the 28th or the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's basically, yeah, that was the day, the 28th, the 30th.
Yeah, so you pretty much got started and you went right to convention. So you're brand new. And I mean, that's pretty intimidating. You know, I know that we were like, all right, bro, you just got started. We want you to go to this convention. There's going to be a couple thousand people there, and just dive into everything, take in all this information. I mean, what was the biggest thing that you pulled away from convention? Because you started really fast. You know, how did you start so fast? And what was it that you heard at convention that really made you go so fast?
Well, I mean, convention is a great tool, actually. I mean, you can really hear testimonies about how people are getting success. You hear a lot of stories, a lot of success, of course, and that motivates you definitely. I mean, I was digging into Family First Life before going to convention when I met Mike. That I actually haven't met him in person, but when I met Mike through Facebook, and I started looking at the videos, I started looking, at some information on Family First Life. But definitely when I get into convention, what's something else? Totally something else. I mean, I got out of there like really pumped up. I mean, it was so amazing, so exciting, meeting people. Everybody was really nice. I mean, it was awesome. Totally awesome.
Absolutely, man. And you left convention and you started. I mean, to do 30,000 and submit in your first 30 days, I mean, you kind of came out of nowhere, and you were submitting some pretty big policies right off the bat. And that's something I want to dig into here in a little bit, kind of what you say here in the home. But before we forget, I just want to dig into your story a little bit. What were you doing before Family First Life?
Before Family First Life, I was killing myself working. I used to own, and I'm going to say I used to because it's pretty much closed now. I still have some stuff left that I'm dealing with. But I used to be a sign designer, a sign business owner. And it was very tough. I did it full time for 16 years on a daily basis, working sometimes 7 days a week, sometimes starting at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., the latest, finishing at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., trying to be ready to turn in the jobs. And by the end of the week, no time for the family. Basically, not that much money produced. It was more production than income, honestly.
Okay. Wow. So, I mean, you're no stranger to working hard, but now,
No,
yeah, now you're here and you're getting paid for the efforts that you're actually putting in. So, I mean, that's got to be a huge breath of fresh air to finally get paid what you feel like you're worth.
Yes, I feel relief.
Uh-huh.
I feel, believe me. I mean, it's like trying to make, just to give you a random example, just trying to make $1,000 will have a lot of effort on the sign business. Let's say, just to give you a random example, doing, for example, a full wrap, charging $2,500 for the full wrap will take you a week, will consume about probably 1,500 on materials. You're left with $1,000, and you will have to be working just in that band for the whole week.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, I mean, you're pretty much, I mean, that's the thing people have to understand is when you have a traditional business, you see these big numbers. I mean, when I look back at my traditional business, we did a $500,000 in, 2019 and 2020. However, when you look at those numbers, once we paid everybody, once we had, labor, materials, contractors, taxes, all these things, I was probably
I mean,
taking home maybe $1,000 a week, maybe on a good week if I could pay myself. So I get that, man, and that's tough. So you worked really hard. You obviously had on the surface a really successful business, but you were struggling and just working your butt off on the back end that nobody saw. So now coming to Family First Life, I mean, why do you think this is the best business ever, man? Because obviously it's giving you the chance to put that business down and go all in with this.
it is definitely is the best business ever. I mean, you gotta work hard, like every single business. If you want to have success, of course, you need to work it. You cannot sit and lay back waiting for success. You have to work for it. But it gives you the flexibility, of course, to be your own boss. That's actually a great thing. It gives you that opportunity of bringing more income to your home. Being a good provider, of course, if you have a family, you feel more good, more secure about it, and you can make basically the money that you want to make. It's just a matter of working for it. Simple as that.
Heck yeah, man. So let's dig into some skill sets because I think that we would definitely give everybody a disservice if we didn't at least hear some of the things that you're doing in the home. So, I mean, dude, like I don't ever really see you submitting any premium under $1,000, to be completely honest. Every time I see you posting the page, it's 1,000, 1,500, 1,700, 2,000, 3,000. It's these big
Mhm.
premiums. So I'd like to just kind of hear like, what are you doing in the home? And let's just kind of start with, how do you set the table? Like, what do you say when you first walk into the home? You knock on the door. Walk me through that. Let's role play that a little bit.
Well, first of all, I have to put this before getting into the home. This is something that I have to say because it's part of my life. I know that everybody has different faiths and beliefs, but first things first, every single day before dial day or before going to the field, the first thing that I do is present my business to God. That's the first thing. And before leaving the house, I present my business and I present customers, the leads, everything I presented to God first. So everything is on His hands first. And secondly, I do my effort, of course, I do my job. But basically, when I go into people's houses, I try to connect. I'm being myself.
Yeah.
I don't say stuff that is just to try to connect. It's just what I see around. Basically, I just connect with people. I mean, if they have a nice house, I let them know that they have a nice house that is big, it has a nice space. That I'm currently living in an apartment that I wish that I could have a nice property like this. Whatever it is, I connect with people. Um, Different forms, definitely. I go with the flow,
Yeah.
of course, always with a big smile. Um, and when I sit there, I mean, when I get those premiums, I will say the way that they are laid out. I know that we have been trained different several ways of laying out numbers, but I always ask what will be the coverage you would like to get. That's my question whenever I get to that point, and they usually point out a specific number. Let's say to give you a random number, let's say 100,000. A lot of people, I don't know if you know this as well, that most people would like to get the most coverage without knowing first how much is going to be the premium. But I usually lay out whenever they tell me that they want to get the most that they can, um, lay out a number, and I go from the higher number to the lower number. But before doing that, I let them know exactly how much is going to be the premium.
Mm-hmm.
Stay quiet for a bit. I'll just wait for the response.
So are
If
you
they go,
saying that you write, so let's say it's $100,000 and it's
correct.
300 a month. Do you just write down the $100,000 for 300 a month, or do you write down three prices and you top down sell?
No, I just write the first one.
Just
Simple
the
as that.
first. Okay, so pretend we're sitting down right now and we've gone through everything. You say, "Hey, all right, Jamie. So I'm about 99% sure what direction we're going to go here. We're going to look at a company called Americo. This is who I generally submit my healthiest individuals through. We're going to look at some different options for you. You'd mentioned to me that you want $100,000 in coverage. What do you say now? Like, how do you set the table with the piece of paper?
Well, pretty simple. If they're looking for the 100,000, I lay out some options, of course, with different companies. Let's say we move with America. I usually go with America first. And I lay down the numbers because they wanted to be covered for 100,000, right? So I show them the number and I let them know how much is going to be the premium. Let's say the premium is going to be 174 with 25 cents, just to give you a number. And I let them analyze the number first. I stay quiet. I let them check what is for 100,000, and I wait for them to see if they want to go for it. If they want to go for it, I'll just ask, "Are you comfortable paying that amount of money?" They say yes. I will say, "Yo, well, we will go for it then, right?" Yes, we'll go for it. Simple as that. So basically, I let them pick up. If I see they have a little bit of a doubt, then I start running numbers down.
Mm-hmm. So if you kind of feel out the client and you see, okay, if this person is a little bit hesitant at the 174, I'm going to show them 75,000 and 50,000, and then I start top down. Okay, gotcha. Now, do you do anything to try to determine, what level of coverage you're looking for? Are you digging into, obviously, you want to figure out why you're there. So it's like, am I here to cover your money? Am I here to cover your car loan? Am I here to leave money behind for your family, take care of your burial, cremation? Like, how do you help them figure out what amount of coverage they want?
Well, usually the first question that I mean, before going to the numbers, of course, when we are into it, I usually ask them, or I'll tell them, this is gonna sound like a stupid question, but this question always has different answers, and it will help me out how to determine better what is your need. So why are you looking into life insurance? And they will come up with, well, I want to cover just final expenses. I want to leave some money behind for my family. I would like to cover mortgage, whatever it is. Of course, they're going to answer to me. And yes, it's the same answer to every customer again and again, but always has different answers. So that will give me a better idea. And when they tell me what it is, I say, great, that gives me a better direction where we're heading up to so we can get the best coverage for your needs. Simple as that.
Perfect, dude. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. So, how do you solidify the sales? So obviously a big thing is, you put some big premiums in place. What do you say to these people to make sure they want to keep it, to make sure that it's the amount of coverage that they actually need? One thing that I've always done is I've always said, hey, $174 a month, Javier, this is something that we need to make sure can disappear into your budget. This needs to be something that, God forbid, the ceiling leaks or your tire pops. This is something you can keep even in the hard times. Now, do you feel like you can keep that even in the hard times? Yeah, no, I can afford the 174 a month, even in the hard times. Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I always ask them, are you sure that that premium is good for you? Can you really afford it? You don't think that you're gonna have no issues at all? Making the payments on that premium. Remember, this is something that you're doing right now, and it's coverage that you're getting not for you, for your family, basically. So you gotta make sure that you can keep it. Are you comfortable with it? Yeah. Or sometimes I do have a, well, I believe, well, if that's the case, we can look at a different number. That's fine. We can lower it a little bit and we can help you out. And later on, when you're better, you can always go up. Simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only life insurance that matters is the one that you have when you die. So
Exactly.
if I refuse to even submit this for you, Javier, if you're going to cancel it in 2 weeks, it makes no sense here. It's like,
Exactly.
what we're going to do, it needs to be something that can disappear into your budget, that works during Christmas, that works during the hard times. I'm not even going to submit this for you if it's something that you're going to cancel. Does that sound fair? Yeah, that sounds fair.
That
Okay.
sounds right.
And that's kind of what I'll do. And I love that, man. So, dude, you got some big numbers that you put up so far. And I know that you've got some bigger ambitions. Let's talk about that. So,
Oh yeah.
Where do you want to go with this business? Where do you see it?
Farthest that I can get it, my friend. Farthest as I can get it. Definitely, I want to grow. Hey, I got my cash out the other day,
There
so
you go. You got two
it
hands. Let's
still
go.
hurts, but I got the cash out. But yeah, definitely, I want to get it as far as I can. I want to make it grow as big as I can, and I want to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Simple.
So I mean, you're wearing the red polo right now. So I'm assuming you've got the ambitions. You have the Hall of Fame ambition, 400K in a year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, I love it. And what does it take? What do you think it takes to hit Hall of Fame?
Well, you gotta be first persistent. I think that's the first thing. Of course, being a work harder, that's the usual. You gotta work hard, but you gotta be persistent. You gotta maintain yourself focused, definitely. Sometimes you get distracted a little bit with some things. You know that sometimes stuff happens on the field, and it's a little bit tough. AI can get you out of focus real quick. So you gotta be focused all the time. You gotta deal with your psychology sometimes with some stuff. And as long as you can keep yourself on track, I think that you can make anything at all.
I love it, man. Any final words before we bring on Mike?
Hey, I'm really grateful. First for the opportunity of knowing about first from Family First Life, having the opportunity of knowing that is a great business. I'm very grateful that I'm in it, that I'm working with it, and it's functioning pretty well. That's the one thing. Secondly, everybody that is out there, like I said, it's just a matter of staying focused. Whenever you see some negative stuff, that it could might be, going through a week that is a little bit hard and tough. You just gotta remember that you might have 1 or 2 days that are gonna be bad, but it's just 1 or 2 days. It's not gonna be the whole month. Simple as that. I mean, every business has its ups and downs, but I'm gonna say that Family First Life has more ups than downs, always, definitely. So I mean, everybody out there watching this video, this meeting, hey, get your hopes up, keep the good work, make it happen, and you're gonna make it, believe me. You're gonna make it. I mean, anyone can do this, no matter what is your background. It doesn't matter that you do not have a sales experience. You don't know to have you don't have to know the products. You don't have to worry about that. Just follow the steps, every single step. Do the boot camp. Get whenever you get advice from your seniors, just listen to them and just make it. You'll make it. You'll see it.
Great work, man. I look forward to seeing your success here, man. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.